going to be honest, which sometimes tends to be the issue, and it's just, what? Was I too naked for you? Let me put my clothes back on to make you feel comfortable, even though I'm always confused. I'm just asking questions to clarify. I'm just speaking. I'm just trying to really get this to make sense to me. Like, this sentencing doesn't really seem fair to me. Like, how the fuck did I give a fuck and now I'm getting crucified for it? I gave a shit about things that you guys didn't even know existed. Some of the things that you guys overlooked because I guess it's just too damn low for you guys to even pick. I'm just saying, like, the way that I feel, the way that I act, the way that I think could be an issue in certain circumstances, certain scenarios, in certain communities, as well as I'm very glad in certain instances people were very vocal towards me about certain things that could either help or hinder me in my advancement in the society, because the way that I care, the way that I think, and the way that I am is abnormal, for better terminology. And the weirdest part is people know, and I know that they know because they'll overtly treat me differently than everybody else. I'm just like, or at least that's how I used to think, that rules were put into place so everybody felt equal, when in reality rules were put into place just to see if people would listen, more or less. Because what does the rules matter when your last name holds more weight than whatever the ramifications would be? What do the rules matter when you could literally pay somebody to forget that's even a fucking rule? What do the rules matter when nobody is there to enforce them? What do the rules matter when nobody is watching? What do the rules matter when... Yeah, what do the rules matter and when do they matter? Because, like, I used to be very strong-willed justice. Yeah, the world's got to work like this and this and this and this, and this is how things are supposed to go. And as, I guess, black and white thinking is what I'm trying to get at. And as time has progressed, I've came to realize that there are literally so many special circumstances. Nothing could really be just black and white. It's like, they do this and now you have to do this, but it's never as simple as they did this. It's like, wait a second. Did they do it because they wanted to? Did they do it because somebody forced them to? Did they do it because of some other third thing that you might be unaware of? Like, when I try to make a decision, I try to gather as much information possible just to be able to get the clearest answer, as well as feeling as if I'm making the best decision, the best choice. And the problem with that is when you're gathering information, it's just last snippets that you might miss due to the fact that people are misinformed, due to the fact that nobody knew about that, due to the fact that the research isn't as updated as it should be. And that's the biggest problem I come to realize is, like, when in my journey of learning, I've come to learn certain information will never be available to certain groups due to the fact of gatekeeping or wealth, or because of the fact of the matter that those that have the power and ability to be able to not delegate it but distribute it, decide not to, and try to destroy it, if not dilute to the point where, like, yeah, we have to distribute it, but ain't nobody said we had to distribute the whole damn thing. The Bible. I don't want to be your idol, and I don't want to idle because I already idle at like 70, and it's pretty crazy and easy for me to get to 100. I'm already 30 degrees differently than you be, even when I'm trying to be at peace. What is peace to me? That's why I find it hard to sleep. Insomniac, always neurotic in my brain. I know. You all fucking tell me I'm in what? I have the mind that can create change or cause chaos, and I'm aware of that. So I actively choose not to be chaotic, even though how I think personally of myself is I have criminal thoughts. Because I generally think like a fucking criminal. But do I enact like a criminal? Hell no, because at the end of the day, it goes against all my messages of being peaceful, being kind, being considerate. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to fight and I'm not willing to have wars. It's just, if I'm at war, it was begged for. Well, other people go to war without even others asking them to, or even thinking twice. Just, oh, you looked at me too long. Wait a second. No, I'm in jail. Why jail now? I saw somebody, they just couldn't keep their eyes away from me. And because I have issues regulating, or issues caring or issues just in general, I assaulted them. Well, battery or is assault. Either way, I was physically aggressive towards them in a manner that they'll never look at me again, and I'll never know what true freedom is. Again, whatever freedom is. Like, is freedom being able to do whatever you want, or is freedom being able to be free of the repercussions of doing whatever you want? It's kind of been tossed around in my head, like, so you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, essentially, we are free. Now, free of consequences? Oh, hell no. Whatever you do is always going to have an opposite force or an opposite action to it to a certain degree, and it's just, you might not notice it happening, like, but it's going to happen eventually. Like, the chain reaction of things that you did earlier are going to enact something that's like, wow! Which is why I try to remember all the things I've done, because I got long days after long days. There's a lot of things I don't remember. There's a lot of things I do remember, so I try to make sure every interaction that I do have, I'm not the asshole. Like, you can be the asshole, but I'm not really going to give a shit. And I'm really not going to know how to. I don't think, to fix the asshole, I have to be an asshole. Sometimes, yes. But most of the times, I just ignore it, because how I figure a lot of things and a lot of the way that people go is they're just trying to get a rise out of you. So if you just act like an idiot or just become an idiot, I don't fucking know. So it's just, don't feed into whatever they're giving you. And eventually either they'll stop or wait until the point they get to physical. Then it's like, well, now it's fair, because now I can fucking physically fight you compared to the verbal altercations that nobody really gives a fuck about. Like, oh, they're poking the bear, they're poking the bear, they're poking the bear. Let them poke the bear, but once the bear eats them, now the bear goes down. It's like, why am I in trouble? Because they instigated me and I fucking fought back, and I showed them I'm not somebody that you can just play around with. Like, a lot of things I feel like in life is you're supposed to stand your ground, but every time you stand your ground, at least in certain situations, right? It's my personal life. Every time I've stood my ground, I got in trouble. So I'm just trying to figure out, how do I respectfully stand my ground and not always get in trouble, because a lot of the people are power tripping and egotistical, and it's like, no, we don't want you to stand your ground. What we want you to do is be a little bitch and break down every single time that we do these things, and you get pissed. No, we don't want you to go, we want you to go, and then die inside like everybody else did. Like, how the fuck dare you have a spark and have this fucking passion inside you? Die like everybody else fucking did! And have a fucking dream and go to fucking sleep. Because the only way you can have a dream is by being asleep, motherfucker. Why the hell are you awake right now? That's how exactly I felt. Like, growing up, I wasn't able to articulate the thoughts and being able to word it the way that others could get it. But now that I'm old enough and I've educated myself well enough, I do have the words for it. So even though I do love and swear, I fucking love to express myself. And not everybody enjoys it. And it's like, hey, you don't gotta enjoy the ways I express myself, but I'm aware that I don't molest people. I'm aware I don't rape people. I'm aware that I do not endanger people. I'm aware that I don't force my negative thoughts and opinions on people. So, what is wrong with me? That's a good fucking question. What is wrong with me? I have more belief and hope in humanity to be a better place, and I truly believe that if I enact that better image, people will copy it instead of just saying, hey, be better, do better, better this better, better that better, better. But what's your example for it? Exactly. There's not many good examples, and I know I'm not being a good example on how to drive responsibly. But until I get into an auto accident, I'm not gonna give a shit. And even then, I'm just gonna do it smarter. You learn and you adapt. I could tell you my auto accident experiences, which is the funny part is none of them I was ever playing with my phone. And first one, I accidentally backed into somebody, and it was like very. Like, I wasn't even going fucking 5 miles per hour, low speed. Got done picking up weed from my dealer, and I literally backed into them. I was so high, I was like, did that car rock, or is it just me? So I literally got out of my car, looked up their car, looked at my car, saw no damage, no paint, fucking exchange. And the funny part is, there was like a bunch of gals, I'd say women, 30s, late 20s, fucking sitting in their living room. The fucking window was open. I think it was like a bay window or some shit like that. And that was the car that I hit. I don't know whose car it was, to be honest. And I found it kind of strange. Like, why is there like 7 women in that house and like 2 cars? I'm one of them. What the fuck? Y'all carpool here? Y'all Mexican? Y'all live in the street? I don't fucking... Y'all clowns? Either way. So I was just like, And then they looked at me and I just kind of smiled and went, so like, yes, technically speaking, I have done a hit and run. But if you can't prove that there's damages, Why even get the police involved? What the fuck are we wasting taxpayer time and money? And I am partly a taxpayer. So it's like, what the fuck? No, fuck that shit. I didn't want to waste their time either. They're having a great time. The fuck they need to talk to a random black stranger for? So I just left. So yes, technically speaking, it hit and run, but it wasn't. See, the whole entire black and white and the colorful, that's colorful. Because like, realistically speaking, if that would have been a damage causing with paint, as well as damage on either of the vehicles, my conscience would have told me, you have to make a police report. But due to the fact that there was no fucking damages, my conscience was like, go. It's like, what the fuck? Officer, I hit them. Then I'm gonna get in trouble for being high as fuck because, like, there's no damages, there's no paint exchange. Sir, what the fuck are you on? Trying to be fucking responsible. What the fuck you mean, what am I on? Where are you on, officer? And then, second time, I got rear-ended by a fucking consumer energy truck. That one could have been my fault. I kind of took blame for it, but essentially, yet again, this one I was following the law. So I was going a route that I've never really taken before, but I'm still familiar with the area, well, the city. And I was going, like I said, a route that I wasn't familiar with, and I was going to take a left. And I looked down. Now, at that current time, I didn't have a license, as well as I didn't have my green card. So I tried to, like, there was already enough illegal shit that I was doing. So I'm like, I'm not going to break traffic laws, because then that gives the police officer a reason to fucking pull me over. So, like, as long as I don't give a police officer a reason to pull me over, aside from driving while being black, I'm good. So I saw that I couldn't turn left there, and I was like, oh shit, you ain't supposed to do that. So I didn't do that, and I ended up getting rear-ended. Because originally I was going to turn left at my turn signal on, and it was the last minute that I looked, and said, oh shit. So I was going to end up going straight, and next thing I know, and I fucking felt the wind coming from the back.